Hello, community. Hello, everyone. Is I'm audible?
Yes, you're audible. Go on.
Yeah. We are an award-winning technology and ERP Next consultancy company based in Kuwait. We have been associated with ERP Next for more than 8 years now. In past 8 years, we have successfully implemented 250 plus implementation for small and large enterprises. We have been focused more on retail, manufacturing, and service industries. Thanks to the ERP Next community, our growth was not possible without the community. When we realized our broad implementation experience, we noticed that the most vital part of any successful ERP implementations are strategy, planning, training, and proper accounting and auditing practices. Accounting is an essential part of any business, whatever it is, a retail or manufacturing, or in a service industries. For that reason, we have started offering accounting and auditing services along with our consultancy services. For community, we are open to help the standardized accounting for our territory. Today, our Chief Finance Consultant, CA Prayash Shah, who is also leading our team of consultants, will elaborate more on the accounting and auditing aspect of ERP implementation. Over to you, Prayash.
Thank you, Mustafa. Good evening to all and a very warm welcome. Firstly, I would like to thank Frappe and Assembly Solution for providing me such a wonderful opportunity to share my little knowledge with you all. So here's the brief on what I'm going to discuss today. I will discuss on what is accountancy, why we do accounting, what is auditing, what features we expect from accounting software, and challenges we face while implementing an ERP solution. So let's quickly begin. Now, what is accounting? So it is a key function for all the businesses. It is a practice of recording, classifying, reporting the business transactions. Moreover, it provides feedback to the management for financial results and status of the organization. There are some steps involved in accounting. As I mentioned, the first is recording, which involves basically recording all the day-to-day transactions like purchase, sales, expenses, other incomes, journal entries, bank entries, like that. So that is recording. Now classifying is basically classifying those entries we recorded on the basis of root accounts, be it asset, liability, income, or expenditure. Now, on the basis of this classification, reports are generated. Reporting includes the financial statements like balance sheet, profit and loss, cash flows, and sometimes consolidated accounts also. Now, reporting, we can further classify it on the basis of financial accounting and a managerial accounting. Now, in financial accounting, it is useful for accountant and a CFO, you can say, which is based on or prepared on the basis of generally accepted accounting principles and the international financial reporting standards. And managerial accounting is more useful to cost accountants and financial analysts, which suggest you to ways to improve and where you can improve. So now, why we do accounting? So firstly, it is a statutory requirement, like in India as well outside India, and even global industries and global requirements require to report these transactions on the basis of, as I mentioned, IFRS and generally accepted principles. And certain reports which we require from accounting are useful to measure and as a yardstick to measure the performance of the business. So now we'll move to what is auditing. So yes, auditing is ascertaining the authenticity of the books of accounts prepared. So where accounting ends, auditing begins. And as I mentioned that accuracy of the accounts is important. It becomes the basis of auditing. And in India, it's a statutory requirement by a Companies Act and an Income Tax Act. Similarly, there are such requirements in other countries as well. That's why we do auditing. And moreover, it also brings the confidence in all the stakeholders and users. What could be the stakeholders? It can be the business owners, even employees, government, banks, or whatever person which are involved with our business. Those can be the stakeholders. So now on the next topic is what we expect from an robust accounting system or ERP system, and how ERP Next is fulfilling it. The very first feature we expect is user friendliness. User friendliness is nothing but easy to use. It should be simple for anyone, be it accounting background or non-accounting background. It should also provide multi-dimensional reporting. Now, ERP Next has a very simple and effective user interface. Uh, we are supposed to do few clicks and yeah, we are good to go. So second feature which we expect is integration of invoicing and inventory feature. Now what happens, many business have a different system for maintaining inventory. They have a different system for billing. Now on the ERP Next, we have integrated feature which is on a single platform, and all things are simply managed by a single user only. Now the uh, third is very crucial feature which we expect is the identification and prevention of errors. So now, as we all know that accuracy and efficiency are really very important to generate the proper reports and a true financial position of the organization. Now for that, error needs to be minimized if not eliminated. So for example, in ERP Next, we have this error minimization in the form of when you issue a invoice or a delivery note, and if that item is not or insufficient in the stock, it pops up the error message that please purchase the required item in the required quantity. And also there are automatic calculation of the taxations tax aspect, which is GST and all, that also minimizes the errors. Fourth feature we expect is it should easily connect with the stakeholders. So as I mentioned ago, stakeholders could be the banks, suppliers, customers, governments. What bank expect? Timely payment of the installments. Suppliers expect they should get the payment reminders. What is the balance outstanding? Customers also expect that some same type of report that what is the balance outstanding there. And there is one more feature in ERP Next that you can put the credit limit on the customers, that beyond this limit, it should not be supplied. First, the accounts will be settled and then only further transactions will take place. And for government, there is a precise tax calculation and due reports are generated like GSTR1 and everything. So it also fulfills the purpose of government. Fifth feature we expect is the security of the sensitive data. So yes, we all know that data is very crucial and a critical asset for each and every organization. We should secure it so that it should stop falling in the wrong hands and no one can misuse it. So in ERP, we have a user access controls and a role-based access mechanism so that the uh, usage of the system is only limited to what roles are assigned and what rights the user have. And there is one more feature, audit trails and logs, which I would like to emphasize that in India, uh, law is requiring this as a compulsion from the next financial year, that every accounting system which you use should have this feature of logs and audit trails. So yes, ERP Next aptly provide this feature. Some more feature I would quickly discuss. It should comply the standard of accounting as per the law of land and the international standards, which is ERP taking care of. And it should have a asset management and a depreciation calculation, which automatic depreciation calculation is provided by the system. That is also a good feature in the ERP. And we can have, some business would like to manage two separate set of books of accounts, for taxation purpose, a different set of books, and for management decision making, a separate books of account. So in ERP, there is a concept called finance books, which provides this feature. For the same company, you can maintain separate books of set of books of accounts. So now we move on to the next topic, which is challenges and risks in implementing an ERP system. So very first challenge which we face as a consultant is failure to redesign business processes to fit into the software. So now fitting current business process into ERP is a challenge, or even redesigning the current business process or flow according to ERP is not an easy task. So difficult. It is difficult from changing like old system to the new system with the help of customization. But in ERP Next, as we know, it's an open source software with a wonderful community behind it supporting, and it becomes easy to customize and provide what the business or what the client requires as per their business. Second challenge we face is the lack of senior management support, uh, which includes like a support of a top management is crucial for any successful implementation of ERP. So this top management sometimes is very busy with their own schedule and task, or the burden of the crucial tasks which they perform in the business. So senior management to become a sponsor is crucial, and we should have a proper training program and a motivational program so that they can be aware and come up and also motivate their team to start using ERP. Third challenge we face is the insufficient training and reskilling of the end user. Now, investment of time and efforts is higher than we expect sometimes on when we implement a ERP software. So due to this time constraint and a deadline to complete the project, it's hard to train the employees of the client to the optimized level so that they can use the software efficiently. This task become challenging in the limited period of time. Now solution to this thing can be a single qualified person should be trained from the client side so that he further can give the required training to whole of the organization, and a proper timeline should be prepared. A project task report should be there so that a yardstick to be maintained, and we can track the progress of the report. Fourth challenge, we see that lack of ability to recruit and retain qualified system developers and experts. So first thing is, it is hard to find these experts. Even if you found them, it is hard to retain them. There's always a challenge of striking balance between the cost and benefit. So also there should be a coordination in the team, like the consultants, the developers, the staff from the client side. So what could be the solution for this challenge? We can have a training program and internal meetings on a regular basis, a proper communication channel so that all the queries are sorted out. Fifth challenge we face is the inability to obtain a full-time commitment by the employee. Developers from the client side. What could be the solution for this?
Hello, Priyesh.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I'm just pinging you for checking the time.
Yeah, sure. I'll just, it's the last slide.
Sure.
It is inability to obtain full-time commitment of the employee to the project. So it is similar to the support of top management. Sometimes employee don't have the backup for the day-to-day job. So even sometimes they are not certain that what is their role before implementation of the ERP and after implementation of ERP. Sixth challenge we face is the lack of integration. Many businesses tend to maintain different tasks on a different softwares. For example, they maintain a attendance sheet in the Excel, and they get orders on the e-commerce platform. So it is very important to integrate these business features with the ERP, and it is easy to do in the ERP Next. For example, we can have biometric attendance integrated with the ERP, and also we can have e-commerce orders integrated with the ERP. So next point is lack of change management. So there are some every business has some experienced old employees which are working from past many years. They have 100 reasons why not to implement ERP. They believe if it ain't broke, don't fix it. These people can be sometimes biggest roadblock to implementation of ERP. So what could be the solution? There should be a change management program to spread the awareness and make them understand that why to go through pain when the grass is greener on the other side. So
Priyank,
now,
we would require you to wrap it up now.
yeah. So yeah, it's a last point. Poor technology planning and support. So there's a lack of technical expertise and inadequate infrastructure for supporting project requirement. So we need to be technically updated, and our research and development on our part, so that we remain relevant in the service industry. So yeah, I would like to conclude and thanking ERP Next to help SMB expanding in consulting service and how others can leverage ERP Next as consultant developers and implement. Thank you. Thank you for wonderful listening and patient listening.